Welcome to today's video break. Psalm 31 verse 22 says this, "In my alarm," David's talking here, "I am cut off from your sight. Yet you heard my cry for mercy when I called to you for help." Have you ever felt like God wasn't listening? That was alarming to David. I don't know if that alarms you when you think God is that you're being cut off from the sight of God. Maybe because you're hidden by troubles, maybe you're hidden by circumstances, maybe you're hidden by a broken relationship, whatever's consuming you. Maybe you feel like there's a place in your life that God really can't see, that he's lost sight of who you are and what you're doing and what you're up to because you don't feel the intervention. But David found that place to be the place where he cried. That would be the specific place that he would cry for mercy. It's not that he lost sight of who God was in the midst of it, but he was sensing that God lost sight of who he is. God's not the one that moves. It's often we're the ones that, God's trying to get our attention, but we're looking at our life from a different lens than what God may be trying to show us in that particular situation. Have you ever looked at one of those kaleidoscopes and you turn it and all those different kinds of designs? I don't remember if that's what they're called or not, but you know what I mean. And then all of a sudden, you see the beautiful shape that you want, that you like. And I love those things. But I'm wondering each and every day if we hold that to our eye, and the thing that we're seeking through that is the vision of God. And all we want to see in our mind's eye is what God has for us this day. Even in the midst of our troubling situation, even in the midst of our circumstances, if we fine tune our eye good enough, we're going to see what God is trying to show us. But often our eyes want to see something prosperous instead of trouble. But David found himself often in the midst of trouble, and you and I aren't saved from those situations either. But that's why I like the Psalms, because it teaches us how to walk through life, even though it's not filled with prosperity. Because I think in those midst of those places, we can still be prosperous in our heart because God has shown us a deeper meaning of who he is. Do you need to cry out today because maybe you can't quite see him, and maybe you think he can't quite see you, and you need a little renewal? I want you to know today that he's with you. He hears you. He knows you. He knows your situation a lot better than you do. You, my friend, be blessed today.